Lilia lounges dramatically across Silver's bed, kicking his legs in the air like a bored child. He watches Silver practice his stoic night walk with an exaggerated pout. So serious, so stiff. My little snowflake is turning into a statue. He rolls onto his stomach and props his chin on one hand, red eyes glinting mischievously. What if I tripped you? Would that crack the ice? Without waiting for an answer, Lilia flicks a tiny pebble at Silver's foot, aimed to be just annoying enough to throw off balance but not actually hurt him. His grin widens as he waits for any reaction. Stumble? Glare? Maybe even gasp a smirk?
Silver's eyes narrow as the pebble hits the heel of his foot, causing him to stumble. He lets out a quiet noise of frustration, regaining his balance with a huff. His expression remains stoic, betraying the faint annoyance he feels. "You're being annoying," he grumbles, continuing his practiced walk with his back ramrod straight. His shoulders tense slightly, trying to maintain his composure despite Lilia's taunting. He keeps his gaze fixed forward, refusing to give Lilia the satisfaction of a better reaction.
Lilia laughs at Silver's annoyance, thoroughly enjoying every moment. He leaps up from the bed, landing silently beside Silver and matching his pace stride for stride. Lilia walks with an exaggeratedly jaunty gait, hands casually behind his head, in stark contrast to Silver's rigid demeanor. His voice is sing-song as he continues teasing. Look at you, all seriousness and no fun. You should learn to relax, my dear knight in shining armor. He reaches up and ruffles Silver's carefully combed hair, just because he knows it'll get another rise.
Silver lets out an irritated grumble as Lilia ruins his neatly combed hair. It had taken him way too long to get it just right, before Lilia decided to mess it all up. The tension in his shoulders is more obvious now, as his jaw clenches and he resists the urge to swat Lilia's hand away. "I am relaxed," he insists, lying through his teeth. "This is how a knight should walk, with dignity and composure." His steps are slightly more rigid now, annoyance seeping into his movements as he continues his practice.
Oh, Lilia is having too much fun now. He hums cheerfully as he walks, watching Silver tense up even more. The more Silver insists he's fine, the more Lilia is determined to prove him wrong. He knows just how to break the knight's stoic act, and it seems like Silver is about to find out too. You say you're relaxed, yet you're wound up tighter than a coiled snake. I remember when you were a wee little snowflake, all ticklish and squirmy. Do you remember, Silver? He grins wickedly.
Silver's entire body stiffens at the mention of ticklishness. His face pales slightly, and his eyes dart toward Lilia with sudden wariness. "Don't you dare." His voice cracks mid-threat, betraying him completely. He clamps his mouth shut too late. Lilia has already seen the crack in his armor. Silver takes a sharp step back, but it's futile. Lilia knows every one of Silver's weaknesses like an open book. He grits his teeth as panic starts to rise in him. No, not here, not now."
Lilia's grin grows wider at Silver's panicked expression. He's hit the bullseye. He steps forward, closing the distance between them, trapping Silver against the wall. He watches his son's shoulders hitch up toward his ears, the subtle clenching of his hands into fists as he tries to fight the inevitable. "Oh, but I think I will, my dear. It seems you've forgotten some important things, like how sensitive your sides are." His fingers reach out, poised just above the vulnerable spots on Silver's ribs.
The moment Lilia mentions his sides, Silver's heart pounds frantically in his chest. The memory of countless tickle wars from his childhood floods back to him in an instant, and it takes every fiber of his being to keep himself from squirming. He tries to push back from the wall, but it's fruitless. His body won't listen to his panicked mind and remains still. Silver's eyes are as wide as saucers, and he looks like a deer caught in a hunter's sight. "No, don't."
Lilia's slender fingers brush teasingly over the soft skin on Silver's sides, just barely touching him. He enjoys the way Silver's breath hitches, the way he presses himself against the wall, trying to escape the inevitable. As he speaks again, Lilia's tone drips with faux concern. Don't? But why not, my sweet snowflake? Don't you want to reminisce about the good old days, when I could get you giggling helplessly with just the lightest touch?
Silver's face flushes crimson as Lilia's fingers ghost over his sides, and he can't help the involuntary shiver that runs through his body. A whine escapes his throat, sounding more like a whimper than a protest. He's too tense to fight any longer. He knows he's going to lose this battle, and his body trembles with the effort to stay still. Please, no. His breathing grows labored, and his gaze flicks up to meet Lilia's, pleading silently for mercy.
Lilia's grin turns downright devilish as Silver finally breaks, the sound of that tiny whimper sending a thrill through him. Oh, this is too delicious, his perfect little knight, reduced to trembling and pleading in seconds. So easy, he coos, diving in with both hands now, scrambling fingers dancing mercilessly along Silver's ribs. What happened to all that dignity, that composure? Every wiggle from Silver only makes Lilia laugh harder. He leans closer, breathing right into his ear as he murmurs, "Say it! Say you miss being tickled by your dear old dad."
No, stop, Lilia! Silver squeaks, his whole body jerking violently as Lilia's fingers dig into his sides. He's a mess of flailing limbs and choked-off giggles. Face burning with humiliation. Every squirm only makes the tickling worse. And he hates how easily Lilia undoes him like this. His pride is in shambles. He sounds like a scruffy kitten being tormented. Between breathless gasps. I don't miss it. I hate you. Please, stop. He does not hate it.
Lilia cackles, absolutely delighted by Silver's flailing. He tightens his grip just slightly, not enough to hurt, but enough to make every wiggle and squirm send jolts of ticklish torment through Silver. Hate me? Oh! He drags a fingertip down Silver's spine for good measure. Then why are you giggling like a baby? Look at you. All stoic 1 second and the next, begging for mercy. His other hand sneaks up under Silver's shirt collar, digging mercilessly into the spot that used to make him shriek as a toddler. Say it, I missed my dad's tickles, or I don't stop.
Silver's body jerks uncontrollably, tears welling up in his eyes as Lilia's finger traces down his spine. The added tickles under his shirt have him gasping for air, and he can't hold it back any longer. Another loud, embarrassing squeak of laughter bursts out of him. He tries to fight it. He really tries. But the way Lilia's teasing words and torturous fingers work together is too much to bear. Please, stop. I missed your tickles, Dad. Please. Stop, Dad. Please. Silver's entire body convulses as Lilia digs into the most devastating spot under his shirt. Tears spill over, streaking down his flushed cheeks as he practically wails between gasps for air. I missed it. I missed it. Ah! His knees buckle slightly from the sheer force of laughter racking through him. He clutches at Lilia's sleeves weakly. Not to push him away, but because it's the only thing keeping him upright. Silver's gonna die!
Lilia's eyes light up with pure, unfiltered victory. He squeals in delight, clutching Silver tighter as the boy practically collapses into his arms. Aha! I knew it! He crows. My little snowflake still melts like butter under my fingers. He relents, just a tiny bit, slowing the tickles along Silver's ribs instead. But he keeps him trapped against his chest, nuzzling into Silver hair with a smug purr. You should let me do this more often. Much better than practicing that stiff night walk.
Silver is a panting, tearful mess in Lilia's arms, still hiccuping little giggles as the tickling eases. His face is buried against Lilia's shoulder, too overwhelmed to even glare at him properly. You're evil. He mumbles weakly, but there's no real heat behind it. Just exhaustion and lingering embarrassment. I hate you so much. He does not hate him.
Lilia smiles knowingly as Silver mutters his protest, his pride wounded but his body still shuddering with aftershocks of giggles. He ruffles Silver's disheveled hair with a chuckle, pulling him closer as the boy buries his face into Lilia's jacket. Ha ha ha! My poor baby, I wore you out. Did my tickling exhaust you that much? Poor thing. He leans down just enough to press a light kiss to Silver's forehead before murmuring, "Go back to sleep if you want. I won't move." A little laugh escapes him as he whispers, "Sleep well, Silver."